Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, everybody. It is time for Naturally Inspired Radio. You guys, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Because it's 3:10. I'm running a little late, and that means that we are not going to be on time for our radio audience, and Jason's going to have to do a whole lot of editing. And so I'm in trouble. But you know what? It was time well spent. Because this morning, I was spending time with you. I was spending time with you talking about your health things, things that we can connect you to, your stories, your issues. I hate to call them issues, but I guess that's what they are. Concerns, issues, signals. You know what I'm talking about. The things that you want to get rid of so that you can get your body back into homeostasis. That's what I was doing. And time got away from me and I wasn't ready. And so I'm running around trying to get ready. Finally, I'm here and we're late and it's all my fault. So anyway, let's get to it. Well, first of all, it's definitely fall. And maybe that's what I can blame it on. Because me, I'm super summer girl. Life cuts in half, I feel like, when fall starts. When we're leading into winter. Actually, it's not fall. I actually love fall. It's just that fall is the reminder that winter is coming fast. And winter, not so much. When you live on a farm and it's wintertime and you have to haul water and you have to take care of animals and your animals are grumpy because they're cold. I mean, it's just not nearly as fun. I mean, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for it and that I don't love it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But that said, summer's just so much more fun. On a farm, you know what I mean? You can kick back in the back of the truck while you're doing hay, throwing hay out. You're in your shorts, you're in a tank top, you're free. In the winter, you're all bundled up. Your hands are aching because you slopped water on them and it's freezing cold. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is not as pleasant. And so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's, today is like a really cold, it's not cold yet, but I mean, it's one of the colder days we've had so far in the season. And it's kind of drizzly and it's really dark. And it just makes you feel like all you want to do is drink tea and eat cookies, You don't feel like dashing around, getting outside, doing all the things that you have to do. And so everything is just slow today. Everything is just slow. I also, I don't really follow astrology super closely. Mainly because I guess I don't really entirely know what it all means. And I don't have the memory for it, like in your second house over your sunshine and, this house and whatever. I don't know. I just don't remember it. It's not some of those things that just like stick with me. I do see a pattern, in terms of when people were born and astrological signs and stuff. Like I do, I see the pattern in personality. I see the patterns and it makes sense to me because it's like, it's energy. And I know that we're energetic beings and, so I get it all. And I saw something about like, again, I'm going to totally butcher this because I don't know anything about this stuff, but it's like, I don't know if it's like Pisces over the moon or whatever it is, but it's creating some weirdness. Okay. I think we can just all like, hey, wherever the planets are right now, it's creating some weirdness on planet Earth and with people. And I totally buy into that because there's definitely some weirdness. I feel like a lot of people are getting to the end of their rope right now. Do you feel that? Just like whatever challenge you have been working on, and it's just, it seems like no matter what you do, you just can't, it's just, you may be getting little baby steps ahead, but it's not quite there. Or maybe it's something more along the lines of like, you're getting even more, like the picture is becoming clearer of what's coming fast and furious towards us. And maybe that's got us all kind of on like a vibration where it's just like, something like, we're not really sure what's going to happen, but we know like something's coming. And so everybody's just kind of feeling like, okay, so I'll just get to the point. Like a lot of people are quitting right now. They're just saying, peace out. I'm done. And I am just kind of like, taking it in stride. Like, wow, that was kind of surprising. Like yesterday, I shared with you Russell Brand's backing away from his podcast for a while. Now, will he be back? Likely. He'll likely be back, but he is stepping away. And I just feel like people have kind of had it with politics, which I think is great. I actually think that's great because finally people are seeing the truth. It isn't about your side or their side. It's a big club, okay? And we aren't in it. I know. Sucks. We're not in it. I'm not sure we'd want to be actually. Because there's like deals and negotiations and values and things that you probably wouldn't be comfortable with. But these other people who are, highly invested in it and have worked to get into the club, jumped through all the hoops and made all the sacrifices. Like, I think their race and their negotiations are amping up. And, I've always said this entire time, like, nobody's coming to save us. Nobody is. We have to save us. And the best way that we can save us is by coming together on the things that we can unify on. I think one of those things is health. I think we can unify on health, right? Like everybody wants to have good health, I think. They want good health for their children. Now, we can get into the weeds when you start defining good health. But maybe we can not go into the weeds for once and just kind of be like, yeah, everybody wants the right to feel good. Maybe if we just left it there. We don't need to discuss it any further than that, but like everybody wants to feel their version of feeling good. I think we could possibly unite on that. I think that we could possibly unite if we were willing to recognize. We could possibly unite on the fact that there is a globalist elite. We don't have to call it anything weird, Some people call it a cabal. Some people call it, globalist. Some people call it the Illuminati. Some people call it, there's a lot of names. But we don't even have to argue about the names. We could just say that there's a lot of investors. Investors in things like huge megacorps like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street and pharmaceutical companies that are a part of their portfolios and innovative technologies that are a part of their portfolios that they have dumped all their resources and time and energy into developing. And so this kind of common goal of all these investments in this particular group of people, they're unified on that. And they use things like campaigns like climate change or Build Back Better or what else? Let me see, safe and effective. They use all these slogans to get the population, get the majority of the population, because they're never able to get all, right? But they need they need a good deal of the population, more than 50%, let's say, to react the way they need them to. Like, oh yes, I'm going to start buying green because of climate change, right? Oh yes, of course, I'm going to get this medical intervention because it's safe and effective. Protect grandma, right? We're in this together. Build back better. See, those are all the mechanisms, how they get the people to go where they need them to go and do what they need them to do. And that's basically us against them, So like, it's pretty actually, hilarious, not in like a comedic way, but like, oh my gosh, like how can people not see this? When I see people defending that group, I just want to say, somebody needs to tell you you're not in that group. You're not in that group, Like, get your vaccine, safe and effective. Pfizer has our back, all this. They start parroting the stuff that the people that are in actual power, because they have so much money and that gives them power in the marketplace. It can buy people for them for legislation. Like, you're not in that group. If you aren't part, it just like, I get it. You want to feel important or whatever, and I don't want to take that away from you, but like supporting that group is not benefiting you. It's not benefiting me. It's probably not benefiting your kid. It's probably not benefiting your neighbor. It's probably not benefiting you at all. Maybe you feel good about it because they've told you if you don't support that group, like climate change, Build Back Better, safe and effective, then you're a bad person. You're a racist. You're a misogynist. You're all these different things because you don't support the group, right? But again, it's not left and it's not right. If it's anywhere, it's up, If you need context, if you're one of those people that kind of needs context, stop thinking about left, stop thinking about right, think about up. Because you know how they say, the orders come from above, everything is controlled from, whoever is controlling the top, the CEO. That's a good way of looking at it. Like the CEOs of our country, they are in control. And why do you say that? Why are you bringing that up today? Well, because there was a big announcement, sounds like. I mean, it's not really an announcement, but I mean, I would say it is a signal. Oh, yeah, it's a signal. Let's go to Trump when he's asked about Ghislaine Maxwell, please. Here it is. Take a listen.
Mr. President,
Say it.
the Supreme Court is back and said
Yeah.
that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it.
You're
I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak. I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
That feels like a signal. That feels like a test. And again, I will point you back to negotiations. Because this is a business. And I mean, if we give you Ghislaine, maybe you'll give us this, I haven't heard that name for a while. Well, that's weird because I don't think anybody is. I mean, I think how many weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, there was a big roar about Epstein again, and this Epstein thing has not gone away and it continues to kind of be a problem. And the last time, Trump mentioned Epstein, he got a whole lot of flack from his base, right? They're like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're feeding right into the Democratic hands by caring about Epstein. Forget about it. Forget about that guy, right? It feels like there's a deal trying to be made here and they're going at it again. Because it's got to work for both parties. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of win-win. And, that face that, he's like, you know who else makes that face when they're BSing? My kid. That kid cannot lie to me at all because immediately I see that face that, I don't know. Oh, you're full of it. You're full of it. That was a test, I believe, to see how and it's just my opinion, but I don't know anybody on the planet that doesn't, hasn't heard the name Ghislaine Maxwell for a while. He's trying to take the temp on that, Is it time? Is it time? Is it time that we can release and absolve Ghislaine Maxwell? Because let me tell you, you guys, this is a big club. We are not in it. And these people are above the law. You know why they're above the law? Because it's much better to weaponize people's crimes against them for your own benefit than to put somebody in jail. I mean, think of all that can be accomplished if you're blackmailing somebody or if you are applying pressure. If you want somebody to do something for you, it's all bargaining chips. Is Hillary Clinton in jail yet? No, she isn't. Unless, of course, you're on the side of the people who think everybody's at Gitmo or whatever. Right? That's a little crazy for me. Yeah. So none of these people ever pay the price. They don't pay the price because they're far more valuable in the public eye and free, where they can be blackmailed and pressured to make things happen for deals than anywhere else. And it gets a little annoying for you and I, because for us, we're still fighting each other. Abortion, no abortion, taxes, right? Like, oh, this, that, like all the social issues, my team, your team. Meanwhile, these guys aren't on any team. They're on team me. That's what team they're on. Trump's on team Trump. And I guess that's like, it happens to be beneficial, more beneficial for most of us who, cherish freedom and all the stuff that we want, and even just a more conservative, economy, all those issues. Yeah, Trump's our guy for that, for sure. But like, don't ever forget that Trump's on team Trump. It's going to be what's best negotiated for those outcomes. And sometimes it's going to benefit the American public for sure. It's going to, and great. And it's more likely to benefit the American public with him being in office. I mean, let's face it, the other team is crazy, right? I mean, that's just nutso. But is it going to be a matter of like serving the public? And who cares if, pharmaceutical companies go bankrupt or whatever? No, it's not going to be that way. It's not going to be that way, because this is a business. A businessman was voted in to run the country, which is also a business. That's why I think he was the best choice, because he's a businessman. And everybody's running their countries like businesses. Who's better qualified to do that than somebody who is, just so well versed in business? That's Trump. But it doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. It doesn't mean that you're going to get your values expressed, what you want to have happen, your belief systems. It doesn't mean you're going to get that. And I think a lot of people are disappointed and upset. And, this is why I encourage you to stop the left-right thing and realize, get on your team. Get on your team, right? Get on your neighbor's team. Get on your kid's team. Get on your team. Start working for you and your community. You'll find so much more fulfillment when you're actually making differences in people's lives. Instead of looking for reasons to be offended by everybody, instead of looking for, hey, are they a lefty or a righty? Look for ways to connect, because that is our superpower against the people above. I'm going to show you some more examples of that. And I've got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about the flu shot. I'm going to show you proof of how health culture is changing. And I'm going to talk to you about how much farmland China owns. Health topic, naturally inspired moment, so much. Stay tuned. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
You know what I wish I had today? Because I feel a little tense. telling you, there's something going on. I feel a little tense. I wish I had some cheer up and chill out gummies. That's what I wish. I ran out. I need to put that on my order this month. I need to put my cheer up and chill out. Have you seen these? These are like little gummies. You can hold them. You can carry them in your bag, in your purse, in your pocket, whatever. And you chew them. First of all, they taste great. They got ashwagandha in them and just a little formula in them that just like, you just feel your shoulders go down a little bit when you eat these. I was talking to one of our members in our community, Katie, today about them, and it reminded me I need some, and I definitely need some. So here's Rachel who wrote me this about the Cheer Up and Chill Out. I've been taking the Cheer Up and Chill Out gummies for a few weeks now, and I can really feel the difference. My mood feels lighter, and I'm handling daily stress so much better. It's amazing how something so simple can make such an impact. Thank you, Tammy, for your great info and for always sharing natural ways to support our health. That's from Rachel right here in Boulder. Well, not right here. I'm in Johnstown, but she's right over there in Boulder. And when you order and you become a customer of Naturally Inspired, you get a 15% discount on all of your products. You get a money back guarantee for a lifetime. Never heard of that. Never heard of that. That's one of the reasons why I partnered with this company, because it's a lifetime money back guarantee. That means you buy something, right? It's like some cellular reset like me, and you decide, I don't really like that. And you'll probably decide just like that, I don't really like that. You can just send it back, empty bottle, and say, I don't like it. And they refund your money for a lifetime. That's kind of insane when you think about it. I couldn't believe that they did that. I had to confirm that that's what I was reading because I was just so surprised by that. Anyway, every time you make a purchase, you get loyalty points back. So, kind of like that cash back thing that you get on credit cards sometimes. It's the same type of thing. And then you can apply those to other products in the product line. So it works out really good. I have people now that are getting their laundry detergent, their cleaning stuff, their collagen, their multivitamins, their kids' gummy vitamins. If you have kids and you need to do a multivitamin for your kid, you can actually do this awesome little test. It's called the Meology. And it'll tell you exactly what to get. It's a little quiz, and it'll tell you exactly what to put into your multivitamin. There's so many tools on there. And many people are taking full advantage of that. And then they end up getting a whole bunch of free stuff as well. So it's win-win across the board. So start with something small, start with a couple of bags of Cheer Up and Chill Out. See if you like them. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com/cheer up and get yours ordered today. Or if you have questions about these, like anything at all, text me 720-303-8868. A little more on this topic, okay? A little more on this topic of understanding why we need to unify and why it doesn't benefit us to continue to, back and forth, left and right. So yeah, do you think he'll pardon Ghislaine? I don't know. Do I hate Trump? No. Do I hate Biden? No. Do I hate any of these politicians or whatever? I wouldn't be friends with them, a lot of them, because you just don't know what you're going to get. Seems like they can be easily enticed through money or, whatever. Like they're not really trustworthy. Can't think of very many that I would say are trustworthy that I even feel like. But bottom line is, we don't know them. I don't know them. And so when the hate campaign came on for Trump, like it did, that was actually a huge red flag for me, because why is it so important that we hate this guy? Because never met him. How can people have such a visceral hate for somebody they never met? And the answer is programming. The answer is repetitive, over and over, inflammatory type of rhetoric over and over and over again. You have to listen to it over and over again, and then the hate starts to build, right? Again, who's this benefiting? Is this type of hate that people are holding for whoever it is, whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump or Kamala Harris or who, like any of this hate that you are spending so much time on? Because when you have that kind of visceral hate for somebody, every time you see him in the news, you got to look at it. What's he doing now? You know? And the whole time, you may be experiencing terrible health outcomes. You may not be feeling your best. Your kids might not even be feeling their best. But all of that kind of goes to the wayside if all we're doing is getting sucked into the portal to get our dopamine hit of visceral hate for whoever it is we're supposed to be hating right now. And so I think a lot of people, like I said, I think something's changed a little bit on the planet. I don't know if it's the planets or the frequency or what it is, but something has changed. And I think people are at a breaking point. Maybe it's Charlie Kirk. You know, like how insane it is that in today's world, somebody could be murdered and then that murder can be broadcast into your personal portal that you carry around with you. You didn't ask to see it, but likely did see it. And the cause of his death was what his words, like what he was saying and his belief system. We don't know who killed him. People are trying to work that out right now, trying to find out who killed who and why, right? On a lot of different situations. I mean, I always go back to this because I like, it's just amazing to me. Like, we don't know what happened in Vegas. Remember the Vegas shooting? We don't know what happened there. We don't really know what happened there. They have a guy, but like also like there's just a lot of weirdness around it. And then we don't really know who called for the hit on Trump. Was it really some random kid? Like none of this stuff makes any sense. They're using a vessel to commit murder. That's what I think. Quite honestly, like an open vessel. And when I say an open vessel, well, how could they do that? Like, what do you mean by an open vessel? Well, why does your distant cousin hate Trump so much? Never met him. Open vessel. You know, that's what I'm talking about with an open vessel. It's like just ready and waiting to let everything in, to create an emotion, to create a feeling, to provoke an action. And I just think that that's really what's happened over the last, well, really since 2016, things have been amping up, right? When nobody expected Trump to win and he did. That's when they went on full tilt kind of rhetoric where it's like, holy man. But I ask you again, how does this benefit you? I'm very concerned that more people are going to pull away and that we are going to see a orchestrated effort to silence a lot of voices. Robert Kennedy Jr. posted this, I think this was on his personal Twitter account, actually, and I wanted to share it with you. This is a map of podcasts because we all know podcasts are very influential right now. It's where most people are getting their information. It doesn't even, we still have the older baby boomer generation, many, not all. There's lots of baby boomers that are plugged into podcasts. I'm not suggesting that, but I am saying, I think that's who's left watching like network television is maybe baby boomers that haven't really adapted to technology. They're getting their stuff on network news still. But so every generation is dabbling, if not solely getting their information from podcasts. And if you look at this, you can see the domination of read podcasts. And I find it interesting because I listen to some of these podcasts, okay? And definitely some of them are politic touters, right? Like they really want you to adhere to the left-right paradigm. But so many of these are not at all. Theo Vaughn, I don't know that you could classify Theo Vaughn as a Republican or a right. Russell Brand, I don't know that you could classify him, and he's stepping away. I don't know that you could classify him as a Republican. Tucker Carlson, I mean, we all know he used to be a Republican, but like, is that I look at this and I think a lot of these people are classical liberals and even centrists. I don't see them as Republican in the original sense of the word. So I guess what I'm saying here is, why do we even care about this anymore? Because the definition is useless. It's kind of like calling someone a racist now, right? Like everybody's a racist, everybody's a misogynist, everybody's transphobe, phobe, whatever phobe, right? It's meaningless. It's meaningless because we're in the process of redefining these labels because they aren't what they used to be. And so what I think that this is going to be used for, there's certain parties that really benefit from the left-right paradigm, right? They really benefit from us fighting one another because while we're fighting, they're again trying to herd cats, right? They're trying to herd everybody into this lane so that their products and services go along with their campaign, like climate change. You know, Bill Gates, he's in that area, right? Because he is developing fake food and he's, solving climate change and all the rest of it. Okay. But, he was just at the White House because it's about negotiations. It is not about left and right. And I think we got to adopt what these people are doing because they're over here hurting everybody, trying to win for their team, for team them. And a lot of people are still infighting. Unnecessary. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Welcome back. Just sipping away here on my cellular reset. Hopefully you can enjoy some yourself because people are getting fantastic results with it. Whether it's inflammation, stiffness, energy, the cellular reset delivers. You can get 15% discount on every order when you become a member. You also get a money back guarantee, free and flat rate shipping, loyalty points, so many benefits for just becoming a customer of Naturally Inspired. We'd be so grateful for you if you would take a look at our store, naturallyinspiredstore.com. If you like the reset, /reset. It'll take you straight there. Make yourself a purchase and get into the Naturally Inspired community. You may have noticed we've cut back on commercials, and we've done that because we listen to you as an audience. And some of the, we really want to grow this show because we want to connect people to real solutions for health. I've got a story about that today. It's super funny and exciting. And that's the mission, is to change health culture in America. 76% of Americans are walking around with a chronic disease, and that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. It is not your fault. The circumstances that we have been living in purposefully have curated disease in your country, in your citizenry. And what I'm trying to do with Naturally Inspired is change that culture. Help people understand what type of lifestyle you have to live in order to enjoy health. Turns out it's not that hard. It's just a matter of stepping away from some of these things that have caused the epidemic of disease in our country. You can learn how to do that and be supported in Naturally Inspired community. Tonight, we have at 7:00 every Tuesday night our weekly wellness workshop. And tonight we're going to be talking about parasites. Everybody wants to talk about parasites because it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. Everybody's talking about parasites. You have these specialists who specialize in parasites. You might guess that I have a little bit of a different take on parasites. They're very much a thing. Parasites are very much a thing. But I'm going to tell you how you should really always be detoxing. ABD, always be detoxing. We're going to talk about parasites. We're going to talk about what they do, how, what they get really bad, what they do, but how you can live, right? How you can live a lifestyle that decreases, I guess, the population of parasites in your body. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, we're going to cover everything about parasites tonight. So it's going to be a great time. We always do about 30 minutes of a presentation, and then we go straight to question and answer. And many people in our community join the conversation, and it is a supportive place to be. So if that sounds good to you, go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, book a 30-minute consult with me. We can talk about it. And you'll see if it's a right fit for you. You can also text me, 720-303-8868. Naturally Inspired. We are changing the culture of health in the country. Okay, let's get to our Naturally Inspired moment. One of my favorite parts to do every day. So I'm talking about people kind of feeling like we're coming to a boil here. Right? Some people are quitting. Some people are backing away. Some people are waking up like, what the heck? I've just spent this many years chasing the left or chasing the right. And maybe these people aren't what they said they were, or maybe I'm not going to get out of it what I thought I was going to get out of it. I don't know. But it feels like people are coming to a point, right? And so when you come to a new point in life, a new season, if you will, you have to understand that you need a compelling future. Because what happens when we come to a breaking point, a fork in the road, whatever you want to call it, a change of season in life, we're vulnerable to maybe getting a little bit down, maybe feeling a little bit like, oh, what's the point? And so it's important when you're doing almost like a little personal reset, I guess, is what we could call it. And when you're doing that, you got to make sure you're building a compelling future. So like a great example of this is when your kids leave the house. If you've been if you've been a stay-at-home mom or the kids have been a big part of your life and then they're leaving the house, of course, you're going through a new season. You got to kind of figure out who you are again, because your priorities in the day are changing. Your priorities go from maybe, early on, changing diapers, running people to and from school, different practices, games, movies and kids. And, that's your routine. That becomes your focus every day. Even your focus to work is kind of around your kids because you want to do better for the kids. You want to get them this or get them that or take them here. And so that's your focus. And then when they leave, you kind of feel like, oh no, like, what do I do now? What's my focus on a day-to-day basis? See, having kids is kind of a default focus. It's like you've got to take care of them because you're blinded by your love for them. That's what you do. And but then when they start living their own lives, you're not really sure, like, what's my focus now? Or maybe, it's not about kids. Maybe it's about a spouse. Maybe it's about, someone who has passed away. So it's almost like you have to do a reset. And part of that, step one of a reset in your personal life, is building a compelling future for yourself. I've talked about this before, but today I want to go through some more clear, concise components of it. So number one, and this may be hard, especially if you're a person that's been focused on others for a very long time. Create a vision that excites you. Not a vision for what would excite the kids. Not a vision for what would excite your spouse or what you think your spouse might like. This is solely about you. Okay? So a compelling future starts with clarity. You must see it before you can step into it. So you have to write down what your ideal day looks like, maybe even 5 years from now. But you've got to think about where you want to live. How do you feel when you live there? Who's around you? What is a great day to you? Where you just feel like, man, that was a great day. Had so much fun, did this, did that. Those are the types of things that are cues to help you build a compelling future. Emotion fuels action. So if your vision doesn't light you up, if you're not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this, or I'm a little nervous about this, but I really am drawn to it, that's a key. Like I remember when I signed up for my first full marathon, I was looking for a marathon to do because I wanted to challenge myself. I picked the San Francisco Marathon as my first full marathon because I had a vision for myself running over the Golden Gate Bridge. And I thought, how amazing would that feel to be running over the Golden Gate Bridge with thousands of other people at the same time. Right? With the fog. I had a real vision for it. Boom. That was the one. That was the one I was picking. And that was the one I was going to do. Probably the worst first marathon you could pick, actually, because it turns out San Francisco, very hilly. Very, very hilly. But nonetheless, I had a vision for it. I wanted it to come true. It lit me up, And secondary was, I wanted my family to come with me so we could do these other things there. But first and foremost, it fueled me. And so you've got to spend time, like 10 minutes a day, visualizing your future every morning, okay? Anchor it into how it feels, not just what it looks like. And then take notes. It's not something you can come up with because chances are you haven't been daydreaming about this stuff for a long time. You've been too busy taking care of other people, and that was the right thing to do. In service as a mother, as a parent, taking care of an elderly parent yourself, whatever it is, if you've been in service or are still in service, it's the right thing to do. But you personally have to have a compelling future in order to keep moving forward and be excited about life. Number 2, detach from your past. The past is a classroom, not a prison. Many people can't build a new future because they're still negotiating with who they used to be. And growth requires letting go. You have to let go of any guilt. You have to let go of regret or even success stories that no longer serve you and who you are becoming now. So write down one small belief or a pattern from your past that keeps you where you are. Declare today that you're done repeating it. So a very, obvious example of that is like, yeah, you're still a mother, but you're not the same kind of mother when your kids are older, right? You're transitioning into a new season of being a mother. And so you have to let go of the old season. I talked to somebody the other day who had adult children, and there was a tendency there expressed to micromanage their lives, And I understand, that there's circumstances and you feel like you need, but you must fuel yourself. You must fuel yourself. And Not only that, the biggest influence you can have over your kids is by modeling. So if you want your kids to chase their dreams, if you want your kids to never give up, if you want, your kids to eat healthy, if you want your kids to take care of their body, you better be doing it yourself. Not calling anybody out here, but maybe I am. You need to be doing it yourself because that is the biggest influence you can have over your kids. Detach from the past. Number 3, build a daily proof, meaning big dreams collapse without daily evidence. So if you're like, I'm going to be living on the coast of, some foreign country and I want to have a farm and, I'm with you, like go for it. But you got to have daily markers to keep yourself going. And that's true like when you run a marathon, okay? Because it's a long haul. 26.2 is a long haul. So you tell yourself along the way, okay, I'm going to get to 10K. When I get to 10K, I'm going to take some water. Okay, I'm going to get, another couple miles and I'm going to do this. And okay, another mile and I'm going to do this. I mean, you got to give yourself little rewards all the way along to keep yourself going. And big dreams are the same way. If you don't fuel them every day, they collapse. It's just, I don't know. It's just the way the mind works. It's just the way we work as humans. Surround yourself with belief builders. Your environment is either feeding your future or starving it. Seek people who speak possibility, not limitation. Community fuels courage, and courage changes outcomes. Connect with new people this week who represent where you're headed, not where you've been. That's big, right? Because we can tend to travel in the same circles. And even when we outgrow that circle, we feel some sense of attachment, like we owe it to that group to stick around, even though it's not helping us grow. My advice to you is you don't have to abandon people. I think there's a lot of beauty in loyalty, but you don't have to spend all your time in those circles. You can branch out and bring in new people to your circle, and you need to. If you aren't being fed by your current circle, then you need to branch beyond it and get some people that will encourage you. A compelling future isn't built on luck. It's built on intention, consistency, and belief. Your imagination is the blueprint. Start dreaming. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. It is hour 2 of Naturally Inspired Radio. I was just taking a drink of my tea here and I almost ate my tea bag. So that was it. Oh, that sounds dirty. I didn't mean for it to. Anyway, welcome back to hour 2. In the first hour, we've been talking about this big club. We're talking about this big club that none of us are in. Where we just constantly see like negotiations back and forth from these powerful, rich billionaires. And I'm just here to say that, you know, I think you might feel it. I feel it. Definitely people are getting to the end of their rope and things are different. It just feels like people are kind of stepping back from the left-right paradigm. It feels like people are just, you know, feeling a little lost even because, I mean, listen, if you've been following the left-right paradigm for a long time, like you got some habits there. You know, you got some neural pathways that are built and habitual thinking. And so it's going to take some work to kind of dig yourself out of that. And it starts just with awareness, though. That's the good news, right? Just, holy man, how have I been manipulated? And more importantly, like, how has that served me and my family? That's a great question. You know, how have I been manipulated? Have I been manipulated? And am I in a better place for this behavior? Am I in a better place? Because I'll tell you, you know, Jason and I, when going through COVID, we tend to be people that are like, who cares? We got it. Well, yeah, whatever. We'll get through it. We'll soldier through it. Nothing's going to stop us. And I think over the last year and a half or so, we've really been like, holy crap, that really was, we kind of stopped dreaming during COVID because we let them get to us, you know, because we thought, oh my gosh, we're never going to be able to travel again. Oh my gosh, what about Mateo? He definitely can't take this. And all his dreams of traveling and going here and doing these things, he's not going to be able to do that. He might not even be able to, take the classes he wants to take or go where. And what about Miliana, our daughter? What about her? She's got dreams of going here, and this is going to affect everything. They're not going to let her in that dance school if she's not, this was our thinking. And, none of it. I mean, we found a way around everything. Thank you, Jesus. We found a way around everything. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know how we found a way around everything, right? It's just faith and God opening doors. And I mean, that even extended out into my family, my sister, who, same type of thing. It was just like, I don't even know how she got through that over there where she is. But somehow the doors opened and everything, ended up being okay. So there was a lot of worry. And I'm not sitting here preaching to you saying, don't worry, because that's, as soon as you say don't worry, well, what happens? You start to worry, So I'm not a big fan of saying that, but I'm saying, I guess, like, perspective. Try to get a little perspective, right? Like, how much stuff has changed? How does it impact my life? Am I getting anything out of this? Am I getting anything out of this that's positive, that's positively influencing my life? Because I'll tell you, the powers that be, the globalists, the people who I keep saying, look up, that's who's controlling everything. They're on a mission to get something out of this. They have AI, they're invested in AI. Larry Ellison, who we've talked about a lot, he is heavily invested in AI, and he's looking for being first. And, we use his software every day, and most of us don't even realize it. He is a very powerful human being, and now he is buying up all sorts of media outlets. Because, like I said, herding cats, right? He needs entities like networks and entertainment in order to herd cats for everyone to accept his AI technology, everyone to accept him tracking and tracing us everywhere we go. So that's why he's making those purchases. I got a little clip for you. This is from the MSNBC talking about Larry Ellison. Give you a little clearer picture of who Larry is. Here it is.
Ultra-rich tech giants that have worked very hard to get into Donald Trump's good graces. People like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and of course, Jeff Bezos. But one of the most important of those Trump allies is somebody you might not have heard of. Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison. I think he's the second richest guy in the world. There's an extraordinary new piece from Wired that is calling him the shadow president. Used to be Elon, now it is Larry Ellison in Trump's America. And I want to share why. Here's a good quote. In an age where human attention is perhaps the world's most valuable commodity, the Ellisons could be in charge of almost everything a modern-day pseudo-robber baron could want by the end of this year or soon after. Joining us now, the author of that very piece, our dear friend Jake LaHut, senior writer for Wired covering the Trump White House, and the rest of the nightcap is still here. Jake, this is super important. People knew who Elon Musk was before. They don't know Larry Ellison and his family. Who are they?
Yeah, I think that's very much by design when it comes to how Ellison has managed his image, because in the 1990s, this guy was all about the flashy purchases, this image as kind of being like a bad boy womanizer. There's a line in his book, which, again, the title, you just kind of can't believe this is real sometimes, but it's What's the Difference Between God and Larry Ellison? The tagline is God doesn't think he's Larry Ellison. And
charming, huh? So is he the shadow president? No, I don't think so. I don't know why we have to make everything so like conspiratorial, It's conspiratorial enough. Like, you don't need to add dramatics into it. Is he the shadow president? No, but he is definitely a businessman who is making deals. And he happens to be in business with Bibi Netanyahu too. They're exchanging funds. He's giving there and they're doing business together. They're operating together. He has an ally in Bibi Netanyahu and he has an ally in Trump, it looks like, But it's only as good as the business upholds, because that's how these people operate, right? And so it'll be interesting because he's got his fingers in TikTok. He has his fingers in TikTok, CNN, and networks and Paramount, and, a lot of different places, which will be peddling very specific narratives. They'll be peddling very specific narratives. Everybody's all up on Netflix right now because how dare you pepper in, all of this messaging into children's programming. Newsflash, that's always been happening. That's always been happening. It's just happening with issues that you don't like now. And so you're more aware of it. Because this issue of like trans and butchering kids' bodies to fit the gender they feel like they're at, which, just for the record, I'm not for anybody butchering their body to feel better. It doesn't work. And so bad idea. I don't care if you're, butchering up your body because you don't like the size of your butt, or if you're butchering up your body because you want to change your gender. It's not going to make you feel better. That feeling better comes from growth, transformation, doing the work to feel better. That's where that comes from. So it's just a fake remedy. Another fake remedy from Big Pharma. Here, you don't feel good in your own body? Let us butcher you and you'll feel better. It's empty promises, right? Empty promises. But anyway, everyone's like up in arms about this. But I'm here to tell you, like, this is a formula Edward Bernays developed to attach your emotions to things like art, to things like, movies and whatnot, so that with an issue. So that's the combo here. Issue plus art equals feeling. And when it's issue plus art equals feeling, you take action. So, the example everybody's probably heard of now is Torches of Freedom. This was one of his first campaigns. Torches of Freedom. So you know what those are? Cigarettes. Because women weren't allowed to smoke back in the day. You're not allowed to smoke. And you know what? We're not really selling enough cigarettes. So how could we sell more cigarettes? Aha! We'll tell women they're oppressed because they can't smoke. And we will tell them on this day, we're going to give it to the most popular socialites in New York City. And on this day, during the parade, we're going to take pictures of the socialites lighting their torches of freedom in the streets. And then we're going to plaster those images all over so that everybody can see them. Smoking is now about women's rights. And guess what they did? They opened up the marketplace to double, because now it wasn't just men buying cigarettes. It was women buying cigarettes too. So this is like, we're still doing this stuff. Let's tie your gender surgery, right? Because it's like over $100,000, I think, for a gender transition surgery. And we had hospital systems that were developing their own departments to do those surgeries. Money, 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 money. I mean, we caught some footage out of a conference from these doctors who were looking to perform these surgeries and build their units to be able to be the destination place to come to get gender transition surgery. And all they talked about was how much you could charge for the surgery. And it's ongoing, because guess what? Like, you're going to constantly need hormones. You're going to constantly need, I forget what they call it. It kind of makes me sick when I think about it. I think it's like a spacer. It's a spacer. Yeah. Think about, what happens when your ears are pierced and you don't wear earrings. It grows in, right? Well, the same thing happens downstairs. And so they have to put in this thing that keeps the wound open. I can't believe I just said that. It makes me a little nauseous. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that nearly 70% of Americans struggle with their health every single day? That's why we are reaching out to health professionals and to anyone who simply has a heart for helping people. Right now, there's an opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives while building a flexible income stream for yourself. Whether you're already working in health, wellness, or just passionate about seeing people thrive, we want to connect with you and introduce you to our system. Together, we can provide real solutions that empower people to take control of their health and create lasting impact. If you've been looking for a way to combine purpose with income, this is it. Visit simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. That's simplehealthincome.com or text 720-764-7448. We look forward to working with you.
Listen, if you are over the age of 25 and you're not supplementing with collagen, you need to be. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't, it's nutrition. It's nutrition. Okay, so that's why I love these products because it's literally food. It is chicken cartilage is what it's sternate. Actually, it comes from the sternum of a chicken. And it's the best, highest quality, low molecular weight collagen that you can get. Now you think, why do I want to spend all that money on collagen? Like, I'm okay with not, with my wrinkles, or I'm okay with, whatever what's going on with your hair maybe, or your skin. No, it's not just about that. It's about mobility. See, we have this structure within us that's fascia. It's called fascia. And as we get older, we don't have as much collagen to keep the fascia moving, keep it hydrated. And that's why we start to freeze up a little bit as we get older. You get up in the morning like, oh, it's just a little stiffer than I used to be, right? That's because your fascia is tightening up. You're low in collagen and your collagen stores are being depleted. 1% every year we lose collagen. So replenish your collagen stores. It is so, so important. I saw a meme the other day that said, you don't have bad knees. You need collagen. And I agree. I have seen so many of our customers improve the quality of their life by taking on this collagen. It has improved knee pain. It has improved elbow. I've had this elbow problem for 20 years. Remember specifically a nurse saying that, she had this elbow problem for 20 years. It bothered her. And then she started on the collagen, and 90 days later, something that she was planning to have surgery on no longer needed surgery. And that's not the only story I've heard like that. I have hundreds of those testimonials. I've been promoting this collagen for a very long time. And so I have lots and lots of those stories. So if you are not supplementing with collagen, you want to get yourself a good quality, highly absorbable, low molecular weight liquid collagen. Okay, the powder can be helpful. We have a very good powdered one as well. And some people who are on a budget get the powdered one, and that's great. It really helps. But if you are looking to resolve something quickly, this would be my recommendation. So go to naturallyinspiredstore.com/collagen. That's naturallyinspiredstore.com/collagen and get some of this for yourself. The whole mucosa of your digestive system, it needs collagen. And so you can see when you understand how this is fueling your body, it'll make sense as to why you need to supplement with it. If you have questions, text me 720-303-8868. Otherwise, go to naturallyinspiredstore.com/collagen. All right, let's get on to some top stories because I got a very important topic. Flu shots, everybody. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know how I feel about flu shots, right? Not a fan. I am not a fan of flu shots. Of course, one injured my son when he was just 2 years old. So I know all there is to know about flu shots, let me tell you. But nonetheless, the cult or the cabal or the investors, right? Are we calling whatever we're calling them? They feel it necessary to pump out these commercials. So I got to share one with you. I got to share a couple with you. Watch this one.
The flu. It spreads easily, and there are lots of ways to catch it. So keep your family protected, because getting the flu is easy, but getting the shot is even easier.
It's weird because they don't tell you anything about the dang thing, right? They just tell you, get your flu shot. Get your flu shot. There's not even any warnings on that one. There's nothing at all. But it's free. You can get it for free, everybody. Let's go to the next one. Watch this.
Before you go there, or fist bump there, or, oh, I can't wait to go there, or reunite there. Start here. Walgreens makes it easy to stay protected wherever you go. Schedule your free flu shot and COVID-19 vaccine today.
So the campaign has started. I'm starting to see these ads all over. Has it ever really stopped though? Because when I go into a grocery store, I see the signs up everywhere. Get your free flu shot year round, pretty much. Get your free flu shot here. Get your flu shot. And then even on the overhead, speakers where they pipe in music or what have you, they're telling you, get your flu shot today. Visit the pharmacy. Get your flu shot, flu shot, flu shot, flu shot, 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 shot. Why do they gotta say it so much if it's so good? If it's so good, why do they gotta say it so much? I mean, it's because it's marketing. And I really hope we see a change in this, because this is such dishonest marketing. Such dishonest marketing. One would think that if you go get a flu shot, you ain't never gonna get the flu. Just get your flu shot every year and you ain't never gonna get the flu. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's a CDC estimate. Okay, this is from the CDC. I got the CDC website right here. I'm not making stuff up. In 2014 and 15, the VE, which is vaccine effectiveness, VE, little medical jargon for you, 19% effective. Get a flu shot for 19% effective. Now, what exactly is effective? Right? Because, who determines what's effective? I personally would think that would mean that if something was effective, that you wouldn't get it. So like if I'm taking a medicine for dis-ease, I would expect that medicine means, if I take that medicine, that it means I won't get that disease. That's not what it means. No, we've gotten into this loose territory where effective means that you might not get as sick as you would have if maybe you didn't get the shot, that is, right? So that was some statistic from 2014 and 15, 19% effectiveness. So in 2023 and 24, which really hard to tell now, because now by 2020, like we're off the rails when it comes to real data. When it comes to real data on these medical interventions, we are off the rails because don't forget, the flu disappeared. We never had the flu once the COVID vaccine rolled out, right? Everything was COVID. Who knows, right? But nonetheless, the CDC's data says that, in 2023, the flu shot was somewhere between 33% and maybe 49% effective against outpatient illness in adults and 41 to 44% against hospitalization in influenza B. So about 40% in adults, if you're lucky. And the stats go down from there, you guys. So what is effectiveness, right? And the bigger piece of the puzzle that we're missing here, everybody, is that they're not mentioning any side effects that occur from this. So for 19% effectiveness, which doesn't mean you won't get the flu, by the way, doesn't mean you won't get it. You're dealing with a number of variables that could happen. Doesn't mean they will happen, but it does mean they could happen. And, they like to say they're rare. I like to say they're real because I know so many people that have been vaccine injured. It's statistically impossible for me to know as many people as I do that have been vaccine injured if these vaccine injuries were so rare. Okay, so here's some of the list. Like a flu shot causes thrombocytopenia. Okay, it's not from me. You can look it up on the insert from the product itself, which I highly recommend you print that sucker off. And when you go into your doctor this season and he tries to sell you a flu shot, I would like you to hand him the paper and ask him if he can guarantee that none of those things will happen to you. One being thrombocytopenia. This is when your platelets drop so low that your blood's not capable of clotting. Kind of like a hemophiliac, right? A little bit dangerous. Another one is Guillain-Barré syndrome. Wow. That one knocked somebody I know out for a couple of years. And 1 year was spent in a rehabilitation hospital, learning how to walk again from a flu shot. So not little things, right? Not little things. Not to mention, there are other things like Bell's palsy. That's when half your face gets paralyzed, right? You get that drooping face. There's a myriad. Transverse myelitis. This is similar to Guillain-Barré. It's a neurological problem. And so I would just ask, because if they can pump out ads like this and allow you to assume that these things are, one, effective, and two, harmless, because there's nothing there telling you that they could cause harm, then you are definitely within your rights when you go into your doctor to ask about these things. And my hope is that these things will be eliminated at some point because the marketplace will speak. I'm not looking for anybody to ban vaccines. Nope. I think that's a silly endeavor, actually, because all it would take is a different change in administration and they could bring those suckers back. No, I'm looking for real change. I'm looking for you to understand the information and ask for informed consent. We'll be back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you in the know about methylated vitamins yet? Some of you are. Some of you aren't. We've been talking a lot about it. You're going to hear a lot more about it. It's about that MTHFR gene mutation, what it means. Do you have it? Could you have it? It's possible. Is it a death sentence? No, it's not. It just is a little piece of the puzzle that brings a lot of understanding and actually a lot of relief to people when they understand what it is, because this whole time they've been thinking they're suffering with anxiety, they're suffering with detox issues, maybe some skin issues, maybe they're prone to substance abuse, like all these different markers. And you wonder, am I crazy? Like, why am I like this? I ask myself that probably once a week. Why am I like this? But anyway, there might be a reason. And the reason could be that you have this MTHFR gene mutation. And if that's the case, then you need to learn how to eat for it. You need to learn how to support your detox pathways and live in a way that supports your detox pathways. And one of those ways is by taking methylated vitamins, right? Methylation. It's helping a lot of people, and I've heard from you about it. Many of you have ordered our methylated multivitamin and you're loving it. You're seeing results. And so you can get it at naturallyinspiredstore.com/vitamin, naturallyinspiredstore.com/vitamin. If you have questions about this, I can explain. You can book an assessment right at the naturallyinspiredstore.com. There's a little tab there to book the assessment. Or you can just text me, 720-303-8868, and I'll connect you to where you can book your assessment. So we can have a good chunk of time, because I need a little chunk of time to be able to explain it. And I think you'll walk away with a big understanding. So it's not a one-shot fix-all type of thing, because nothing is. Your body's synergistic, right? So you have to treat it the same way as well. It's not just about taking methylated vitamins and, oh, I'm good. No, you're going to have to make a few changes, but you'll be so glad you did. You'll be so glad that you've done that. So, reach out, 720-303-8868, naturallyinspiredstore.com/vitamin. There was an interesting tweet that went out, and shout out to MK Texas on X who tagged me in it. It was Callie Means. He put out a tweet. I recently had a conversation with a friend who runs a clinic network of 1,000 plus medical doctors. She said the main conversation among doctors is frustration that patients are asking about the, quote, root cause and, quote, more natural cures for their conditions. She said 0% of patients asked these questions 5 years ago, and now 80% of patients do. Well, I can confirm that I talk to you all every single day. And the reason why you're coming to me is because you want solutions. And we're going to have to be patient, I guess, with these doctors for a while, because some of them are going to adapt and understand that there are real solutions for health, and they're going to have to learn how to teach them. Some of them won't. And I think that's perfectly fine, because guess what? Everybody's different. I know people that eat what they want, do what they want, and they do not care. That is their life choice. They're going to live hard and fast. They're going to have a great time doing it. And if they take prescription medications to, lengthen the journey, then good on you. Like, I wish you no ill will. I'm happy for you. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. So, that's great. Those doctors can serve that community. Those people who would rather just eat whatever they want and take the pills. Great. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is people being led to think that that's their only choice, because it's not. It's not their only choice. And that's where I have a problem. So I guess my beef is with informed consent overall. Let's just lay out the truth here for everybody, and then everyone can choose their own path to wellness. That's where I get a little mad with the whole censorship thing. Like, we're all adults here, you know, and those of us that are not adults have guardians, so we can make our own choices. And if we want to take this route of, you know, changing the way we eat and changing the way we move our bodies and thinking about stress as a variable in our health, because it is, then that's our right to do that. Who are you to shut that talk up? Who are you? Investors. Right? The cabal, the globalists, the great resetters, the build back betters. They're invested in these solutions for you. And if you're not buying them, they're out big time. And it's not just about the money. It's about the control over the population as well for their preferred outcomes, right? Like Larry Ellison, he wants to live in a world where everything is surveilled. The police will behave themselves. The citizenry will behave themselves. Everybody will behave themselves because you will be surveilled. It's so weird, right? Because I mean, just even the thought of that, of like constantly being watched, surveilled, tracked, and then being punished if you don't act in a certain way. And punished by like, oh, sorry, you ate too much red meat this week. You can't drive your car today. It's okay. You can work from home online. Like, this is real. This is real. Like, this is the future if we let it happen. It's mind-blowing to people don't see it coming. So I can confirm that this is absolutely true. Everybody I sit down with that's coming to book with me that wants to chat about these things, they are telling me up front, I told my doctor I don't want to be on this medication anymore. And I say, and what'd he say? Or what'd she say? She said, I have to be on this medication. Okay. Well, here's what I would do if it was me, because I do not give medical advice, but I do pass out research papers. I do connect people to information that they can then read themselves, become informed, and choose differently. And sometimes they even take it back to their doctors and ask them, this is what I'd like to do. This is what this article says. This is what this research paper says. This is what I would like to do. Will you help me get off this medication? And if your doctor says, yes, I will, great. You've got yourself a partner, because you definitely need to consult your doctor when you're getting off medication, right? I'm not giving medical advice. I don't tell anybody to do that. All I do is walk alongside people, point them in the right direction to the right information so that they can make informed choices themselves. And a lot of people want to do that now. They've woken up and they've realized they cannot just trust blindly any longer. So that's good news. And I think it's going to be changing, ongoing. And people are going to get better results. And so what happens when we live in a merit-based society, when people get good results? It's like, hey, what happened to you? You look like you lost a whole bunch of weight. What are you doing? They tell them what they're doing. And then other people want to do it as well. Hey, how come you've got so much energy? Like, what are you running around here for? How are you getting that much energy? Oh, I tell you, this is what I did. I feel so like I have so much more energy. That kind of information spreads like wildfire. And then when you go back to your doctor and they say, well, you got to take this pill and you got to do this, and the pill makes you feel wonky and you can't even feel your emotions anymore. You go, I don't want to feel like this anymore. Then you go back to that person that you worked with that's running around with all the energy and you go, how do you have so much energy? And they tell you, and it just goes round and round and round and round. And that is how we change the culture in the country. People taking action, right? People taking action. China, in the news again, put up this map, Jason, if you would, please put up this map. Because when you look at this, you will see all of the different places where China owns our farmland. So they now own, and this is, you're not going to be happy about this, 277,336 acres of farmland now is owned by China. Now, that has consequences. Big consequences. Some of the land doesn't even get farmed, right? So what is that doing to our soil? And what is that doing? Like, we are losing farmers every year. And I think the reason we're losing farmers is because farming is difficult and they're not making it easier for people to be successful at farming. Do we have that graph, Jason, of China? There we go. So these are the states you can see where China owns a lot of farmland here. Chinese companies all throughout the country here. Very interesting. Very interesting. They own land near a lot of forts as well, and Air Force bases. Something we should be very concerned about, that China is buying up land near our military facilities. And like I said, a lot of the farmland isn't even being farmed. So, it doesn't really take a genius. Don't you just wonder sometimes? You got to wonder sometimes. It's like, why was this allowed to happen? Well, of course, we know the previous administration had some business dealings. And again, look at it objectively, right? Like, it's all negotiations. It's all business. It looks like Trump is going to be quite supportive in the area of artificial intelligence and biotech and that realm. And I think Biden was trying to get into that realm a little bit more, but clearly he was negotiating with China on a lot of things. So, just different business plans. It's the way it is. Stay tuned, because your health topic is coming up next, and you're not going to want to miss this one. We'll be right back.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Don't forget to grab your cellular reset, or maybe some cheer up and chill out, maybe some methylated vitamins, or perhaps your cellular reset. Any product, as long as you become a customer of Naturally Inspired, you get to attend the weekly wellness workshop. And we have one tonight at 7:00. We're talking about parasites. You get so much just for being a customer, right? Just for being a customer of Naturally Inspired. You get all my coaching for free. So you get my priority text line access. I get, talking to people all day long about different strategies for their health solutions. You get the weekly wellness workshop, which is on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night at 7:00, we talk about something different. You get my whoa, which is my words of encouragement. That comes in every morning, bright and early, helps you set your intention for the day. Our community loves it. So many times people send me back whoa. I love that. They send me back something of their own to share. But we have this touch point every day. And that's a community where we're working together to support one another. So much that you get with Naturally Inspired, let alone all the money stuff, right? You get 15% discount, you get free shipping on some stuff, you get flat shipping on other stuff, you get a money back guarantee, like all the things. You're buying most of this stuff anyway. You buy it from Costco. You buy it from Walmart. I'm asking to earn your business so that I can keep spreading the word about Naturally Inspired and keep helping people plug into real solutions for health. We are the antidote to big pharma. So if that makes sense to you, purchase today and become a part of the Naturally Inspired community. naturallyinspiredstore.com/reset. Cellular reset. I'm just about to finish mine off. I absolutely love that. And I'm not going without it again. I'm going to be very much more organized with that. Let's get to our health topic because I want to talk about the truth about not having time for working out. Wah, wah, wah. I don't have time. I'm so busy. I get it. Maybe you don't have to carve out time to work out, is my point. Maybe you build it into what you're already doing. So important. So here are 7 strategies to fit in your exercise. Actually, let me say this first, okay? This is my own formula. It's derived out of research. It's derived out of experience. It's not technical, okay? But I bet I'm really close to dead on. 85% of your results are going to come from your nutrition. 15% is going to come from exercise. But do not discount the 15%, okay? Because guess what? The 15% activates the 85. So without the 15%, it's not all going to come together, okay? Does that make sense? You can't forgo the movement. I know it's only 15%, but it is a very, very important 15%. You exercise for your health. You don't exercise for weight loss. You're never, it accompanies weight loss and it will support weight loss, but 85% is going to be nutrition, and same with your health outcomes, right? So exercising is for your health. This is for your overall metabolic health, how well your body functions. Pretty important. Pretty important. Okay? So don't work out. Don't work out. Work it in. So number 1, redefine what counts as a workout. You don't need an hour in the gym. A 10-minute strength or movement session will count. Walk after your meals. Squat after your meals. Squat while your coffee brews. Stretch before bed. Do some squats before you get into bed. Do squats multiple times a day while you're waiting for stuff or whatever. The point is, you don't have to get in your best workout gear and go to the gym for your body to experience the benefits of exercise. Okay? You can put on a weighted vest and clean your house, right? You got to clean your house. You might as well put a little oomph on it. A little bit of extra resistance helps. Stack it with something you already do. by cleaning your house, right? Habit stacking saves times. Listen to podcasts during walks, do resistance bands while dinner cooks. Maybe you have a set of dumbbells laying in the corner around your house. Pick them up while you're having a conversation. If you're going to fight with your husband, you might as well just get a little pump in while you're fighting with him. Get my drift here? Maybe it'll even help you be nicer if you're working out while you do it. So you're not adding time. This is reclaiming time. You're actually reclaiming your time because you're putting it to better use. So pair one daily habit, like even brushing your teeth or phone scrolling, with a 5-minute move instead. Plan workouts like appointments. So if it's not scheduled, it gets squeezed out. Treat workouts like business meetings with your future self, because that's exactly what they are. Block 3 20-minute movement sessions in your calendar for the week on Sunday. Right? So on Monday, I'm doing this. On Wednesday, I'm doing that. On Friday, I'm doing this. Block it out ahead of time. It should be something that you look forward to. It's not a chore. Use contrast with this stuff, right? There are people, and I hate to be dramatic, but there are people who cannot walk, and would give anything to be able to go for a walk. Remind yourself of that. I know it seems dramatic and, oh yeah, no. No, really take a minute and realize that there are people who cannot walk. It's not an option for them. And here we are complaining about, well, we got to go for a run. We got to go do this. So using contrast helps with getting things done, right? Because a few minutes of thinking about that and all of a sudden you're out the door, right? Because it's like, oh man, what am I doing? Get moving. Focus on efficiency, not intensity. So you can accomplish a lot in 15 minutes, and what may take other people 45, right? You go to the gym lately. I haven't been to the gym for a long time because we have our own gym, but every once in a while I pop in there for one thing or another, and I watch people who are just standing there on their phone. They're just scrolling on their phone. It's taken them an hour and a half to do a workout that probably could have been done in 20 minutes. So just make sure you're focused on efficiency. It's not about carving out time. It's about claiming it, right? That 15 minutes and being efficient with what you do. Squats are such a great exercise, like maximum benefit there. Start small. 5 minutes often turns into 15 once you start. Waiting for the perfect time wastes more time than movement ever will. Right? So again, having that set up in your mind that you've got to go to a gym, you've got to get to this class, you've got to have this much weight, you've got just a park at the back of the parking lot and walk in or sprint in, like run for a little bit and stop. Do you know that after 30 years old, people never sprint again on average? On average, after you turn 30, you never sprint again in your lifetime. Remember when you're a kid, when you're like, race you to the monkey bars or whatever, race you here, race you. Why do you want to race everywhere when you're a kid? But you spend half your childhood racing and sprinting. And then when you hit 30, you never do it again. Bizarre. So make sure you're pushing yourself from time to time, because you never know when you might have to sprint, It might be time to work back up to that. So maybe you start fast walking, slow walk, fast walk, slow walk, fast walk, have some fun with it. It doesn't have to be this grueling, I gotta go work out. If it's that, stop doing it. Stop doing it. Start playing a little more, measure the time it saves, not what it costs. So movement gives back hours through sharper thinking, better sleeping, fewer sick days, better blood sugar, right? It's not a time cost, it's a time multiplier. Also, link it to your bigger why. Okay? When your workout connects to a deeper goal, again, that compelling future, more energy for your family, whether it's better focus at work, longevity, or maybe you've got a big dream in your mind. You know, we were talking about compelling future for the naturally inspired moment. Maybe you've got this thing like, I don't know, maybe you want to go, base diving or base jumping in Moab. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you watch those videos and you see people just diving off and that's like, gives you a little bit of excitement. Maybe that's what you want to do. Whatever it is, you got to have a compelling future, and it's got to be, you can't be in bad shape to do that. You know, you want to be in good shape to do that because you want to be able to experience it, move around, right? You can't be carrying a whole bunch of extra weight doing that. Or maybe you want to go kayaking or white river rafting, or maybe you want to get out into nature and experience wildlife. Whatever it is, it's got to get you a little excited about it. But that's the thing that you attach to for the bigger reason why. We all need a bigger reason why. I don't know why we're wired like that as humans, but we are. We have to have this like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that. And, you know, then you start putting the whole thing together. And when I go there, this is what I'm going to wear. And this is where, this is where I'll stay. And it just so happens that the more detail you bring into this vision that you have, the closer it gets to you, because you start looking for opportunities and ways to make that happen. Let me tell you, nothing's going to fall in your lap. Nobody's going to just pick you. I'm going to make all your dreams come true. It's not happening. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to chase it. And if you don't even know what you want, you got to figure that out first. But I'll tell you one thing for sure, you absolutely need your health. So whatever dream you're building, you absolutely need your health. You need to feel good. So you can't go wrong starting there. I'm going to get in better shape. I'm going to feel better so that I can. And you need to fill in the blank so that I can what? It's not enough to just say, so I can play with my grandkids. Yeah, we all want to play with our grandkids. That's awesome. But like, what is it really? Of course you want to play with your grandkids, but wouldn't it be cool to tell your grandkids, that you went whitewater rafting? Wouldn't it be cool to tell your grandkids that you never stopped living? That you're doing this next weekend and you're doing that next weekend and you want them to come here and you want to do this and, model the excitement for life. Because when we all get excited about life, I feel like we'll stop fighting. We'll stop fighting and we'll stop arguing, and maybe we can come to some consensus, a foundation that we can all agree to so that we can elevate human consciousness. And that will benefit us all. You've been listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'm here Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 every day. See you tomorrow.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.